What up, Screen Fiends? I'm GB, and you're tuned in to Headz TV, where we like to discuss all the wonderful things appearing on your movie and your TV screens. In this episode, I'm going to give my predictions for the next episode of Fargo, which will be season 3, episode 5, titled The House of Special Purpose. All right. So synopsis reads, Nikki and Ray's retaliation has consequences for Emmett, and Gloria and Winnie start connecting the dots. So let's start with that one because that's easy. So Gloria and Winnie are actually obviously going to start working together, as we saw from the last episode, to solve both of their crimes, which appear to be connected. So I'm pretty sure this episode will follow them, the two of them investigating and putting the pieces together. Maybe we'll spend less time with them out, like, interrogating and being on the field, and more time with them, like, working on paper or trying to figure out how it's all connected. I don't know. Either way, it should be fun. Both of those two characters seem like fun characters. And Carrie Coons is amazing in everything I've seen her in so far. So I'm just excited for that whole dynamic between the two of them. Not a lot to say there. I guess they're just going to be piecing things together, starting with the Stussy name and Maurice and the Psy and the car incident, and started putting all of those pieces together. Now, we probably will get some on the field stuff. They'll probably go and interrogate Psy again, which I'm sure will be another nerve-wracking moment for Psy. And, it'll probably be scary with those other characters in the background. The tough guys, with their intimidating presence being felt. So that should be fun. Hopefully we do get to see them out on the field questioning Ray again and Nikki. That's what I really want to see. I really want to see an episode where, we really just get the cops interrogating all the other characters that we know and love thus far. So I would like that to happen in this episode. Hopefully we'll get lucky. Okay, the next part says Nikki and Ray's retaliation has consequences for Emmett. All right, so retaliation. I don't know, retaliation for what? What did they do? What did they retaliate? I mean, the last time, I guess, okay, I get it now. Erase, rewind. So what they did was they went and they stole 10 grand or whatever it is from Emmett's safety deposit box, as well as the ashes for the dog. So that somehow is going to have consequences for Emmett. Probably because that $1 million that the 10 grand is missing from was the money they were going to use to pay back VM Vargas. So now they're 10 grand light to pay him back. So what's going to happen? I don't know. How is it going to have consequences for Emmett? I'm guessing maybe VM Vargas says, all right, you don't want me to sign this, whatever, I'll back out. Just give me my money back. But I don't see that happening because Vargas seems like he's in it to win it. So I don't see him accepting the deal, the $1 million or whatever. But what I do think is going to happen is the cops are going to go and question the bank guy for some reason, and he's going to tell them that Emmett went to go take out 10 grand, and then they're going to question Emmett about the 10 grand, and Emmett's going to be flustered. So I think this episode is really all going to come down to the interactions with the cops. And when it says their retaliation will have consequences for Emmett, I think those consequences will be thrusting Emmett into this investigation. So that's where I think they're going with that. I don't know if we'll get much of Nikki and Ray, but I think we should, seeing as how it left off last episode, where Ray kind of left Nikki hanging. So, I'm really interested to see where their dynamic is going to go, in the next episode. But I don't know if we're going to get a whole lot of them. I'm sure we'll get them. I just don't know if we're going to get a whole lot. Let's see, what else? Now, VM Varga, I'm really hoping they start to unravel a little bit more about him and his organization. I think it's going to start to get tiresome, seeing as how we're going into episode 5 now. If they wait too much longer to start to fill us in a little bit more to who VM Varga is, it's going to start to feel pointless he's going to only feel like he's there as the antagonist with no depth to him. Whereas, even though they didn't let us know a whole lot about Malvo in season 1, in season 2, they didn't let us know anything about Hansi, and it affected the character. That's my point. In season 2, Hansi is just this force of nature, this bad guy, with very little to no depth. Season 1, Malvo has tons of depth, even though we don't learn tons about him. That makes him such an interesting character. And this is why season 1 is far superior to season 2. I love season 2. I love Hansi. I love that whole story in season 2. But it's inferior to season 1. And that's all because of Malvo and the way the character is brought to us. Now, VM Varga has its opportunity to steal the show from Malvo. But they need to really start incorporating him more into the story if they're going to do that. Because as of right now, he's just the typical mustache twirling bad guy that rolls in. You know what I mean? Where Malvo felt like that at times, but then there was some times where his motivations were unclear to you. And that's what I hope we get more from the villains in season 3. Because I think season 3 has opportunity to be better than season 1. But they need to start picking up the ball now. Season 1 was rolling by this point. And now I feel like we're rolling, but very slow. Whereas by episode 5 and 6, season 1 was kind of into the motion. You know what I mean? So I really hope that picks up more. That's really all I got for predictions. It's pretty light this week. Not a lot to really go off of. I don't think we're going to learn more about Pops yet. I'm really keeping my fingers crossed by the end of the season. We know who Pops is, and we know how the German story ties into everything. I don't think we're going to get that yet, but hopefully I'm right. I'm wrong. The name of the episode is The House of Special Purpose. So this, I think, lends to all the characters having their own special purpose. And we'll probably figure out what each one of their special purpose is in the context of the show in this next episode. So last episode was fantastic. So it's going to be really hard to top last episode, especially that opening sequence. But fingers crossed. The writing and the acting on this show is just, top notch. Every episode can't be fantastic. Look at my review for the last episode of American Gods. Not too great. My last episode of Better Call Saul wasn't, at its absolute height for the whole episode either, but it was a very good episode. So we're dealing with great shows that even when they're in their worst, they're still better than most. So all we can hope for is that this show is at least better than the average. But, because some have to be slower than others. But I feel like they need to space out the slower episodes, and we just got one in episode 2. So, episode 3. So let's not get another slow episode till we get to about 6 or 7, All right, yeah, that's it for this one. Like I said, not a lot to go off of. I'm just really excited to see how this shapes out. I still feel like Pops is tied into the Russian scene from the beginning, the Czechoslovakian scene, whatever it was. And I think VM Varga is also tied into that somehow too. I really, really hope we get to see that soon. But I'm more interested in that than I am interested into how they're going to solve the crimes that are going on, This season really has me into the villains and the mystery more than the other 2 seasons. Season 1 was all about Malvo and the crime. I loved the crime and the way it was unfolding. This one isn't really so much about the crime as it is about the mystery, like I said, and that opening scene and how it's all going to tie together. So really all about the mystery, I guess. All right, that's it for this one. Sound off down below. Let me know what your predictions for the next episode 5 of Fargo are. Let me know what you think about my minor, slight predictions that aren't really predictions, I guess. They're kind of just guesses at this point. And let me know what you think about this video, my approach, if I need to change anything. The good, the bad, the ugly, let it all pour out in the comments. I got thick skin. I could take it. Don't forget, though, if you like the video, like, share, subscribe. It helps out the channel as well as my confidence levels. And, yep, that's that. So, thank you so much for watching. As always, appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and I will see you next time.